We got two problems today. First off, the radiator fan motor, it seems to be kaput, which you kind of need when you're sitting in traffic. Made it interesting driving here when I was in a traffic jam, constantly watching that gauge. And the second part is these high mileage cars like this, you're gonna end up with a lot of oil, and it's gonna wear out the rubber bits in this part here, the torque strut mount, which reduces engine vibration. And it's especially a problem here because this is my air conditioning line, and as you can see, that goes right up against the radiator fan. So for the past 2 weeks I haven't used reverse gear. I've been pushing it in order to back it up, because when you put it into reverse gear, it'll push against the torque converter and the rotation of this engine, kind of like a helicopter needs that tail rotor. The engine kind of lurches forward when it gets put under pressure in that direction. So there's nothing I can do about the air conditioning today. Just don't have the right stuff to do it, or the money. But we'll take care of what we can today. All right, first thing we did while I was waiting for the engine to cool, because I want to clean all the gunk off, did a headlight restoration. Just needed it. Oxidation happens with plastic headlights. So now we're gonna go down here, and awful lot of grease buildup because of these oil leaks. It's just flat out dripping. But yeah, we're gonna try and stem a little bit of this problem. The ultimate solution is to do an engine rebuild, but I just don't have the time or the resources to do it. And the engine's cool. We're gonna take our anonymous brand degreaser and just get all up in there. Because it's all over everything, really. It has got a special kind of smell to it. There's no one spot where this is leaking. There's probably a good half a dozen places. You got right the gasket there, all over, because it's just all over. All right, well, we've got a minute. A couple things to get out of the way. It's kind of hot, but I'm under shade. Thank God. Wish I had an actual garage. But we're just giving this a couple minutes to soak in. Instructions say 10 to 15. It's an estimation. I don't know how long ago I started. But while we're waiting, immediate plan is to just replace these parts that are broken. Long term, probably gonna get a polyurethane torque mount. Those supposedly don't degrade under the oil like rubber does. And in the event it does, what we're probably gonna do is fashion some kind of aluminum or something to put on top of this AC line. So the shop that replaced the line last time put this hose around it and zip tied it, and good on them, good try, but your rubber is soft and you beat it against a hard surface enough, it's just gonna get eaten. So we'll try and get a more permanent solution. Right there and go here. Being very gentle. Get our can of generic degreaser out of there. Maybe we should be a little more forceful. Up in there's the real trouble spot. But I can see it's getting better already. Just Need a steel scrubber or something to get all of it off. It's just not going to happen. But that's just a couple wipes. Just another illustration of how much oil was in there. I didn't know until now that there were letters there until I cleaned that off. It's the brake fluid reservoir. Just we got a little bit of steam coming off the engine. That's just the residual water, so that'll go for a while. We're gonna run this for about 15 minutes. Try to get the worst of it off. Unfortunately, I then have to wait for the engine to cool down again. So I've got the GoPro on time-lapse photography now. I'm a little worried that I may not be able to run the engine as long as necessary, just because I don't have a cooling fan. It's already getting up there in temperature. As you can see there, it's already getting up. So what I've done, and they tell you this, is to turn on the heater. So that takes, the way the heater works is it takes heat from the engine, which is why in the winter your heater doesn't work right away. Your engine's cold, but so hopefully that will alleviate some. Also got the hood open, so more airflow. I mean, what airflow I can get, just because the vehicle's not moving. In fact, what I might do, I might just grab a fan. All right, so we've run the engine a while. I found this fan upstairs and just blow it on the radiator as much as I can. It's better than nothing. It did keep the engine cool, along with running the heater. So no blown up engines today. I did remember there's a trick to see if your fan motor is actually busted. This is the coolant sensor. You pull the connector for this, and then the computer thinks that the temperature is too high, and it will kick on the fan automatically if no current is detected. So I did that, and it turns out that the motor is indeed busted. So, back to work. Well, not just yet. I gotta wait for the engine to cool down again. Alright, so we got a little scratch on the GoPro lens, but we'll make do. So, engine's fairly cool now. This is the bit we'll be replacing. As you can see, this should not be all the way over here. It should be somewhere in the middle. And that's because it doesn't dampen the vibrations anymore. There's a little bit of oil on there, but I'm not too worried about it. So if I recall correctly, it is 15mm bolt, and it is this. Now this car, before we owned it, was in a front-end collision, which broke a lot of the plastic in here, but nothing's dangerous. And, also, impact wrench, I'm not going to miss here. Get 'em. And this was all right next to the rubber, which is what caused it to degrade. To be honest. There we go.
And of course, just oil all over there, and you can see that's what it did to this mount. Okay, here we are. This is the old one. Got a brand new one right here. As you can see, it's proper, still nice and stiff rubber. You can wrap your head around that. But you can see how this one just completely got torn apart. And so this new one will probably last me about 6 months at the most, at the rate this engine's leaking, but I'm probably going to give it about 3 months before I get that polyurethane one. So not too worried about the upper engine mounts because they are above the leaks and gravity sends things downwards. So this, I'm really ashamed I let it get this far. First thing I'm going to do to prevent having to do this again prematurely and get as much of this oil off of here as possible, and that's just completely covered. Jeez. Now, I'll never get rid of it all. It's just a pipe dream, but I can do what I can. So we'll put it in the rear end first. And get it started. And that just shows you right there how much crap was in the old one, because that bolt went right in all the way down to the threads. Unfortunately, we will need to force this into place. Actually taking a lot more force than I thought it would. That's the gap I need to close, and I need to do that with brute strength. So there we go. See what I can do. So I regret not going to the gym more often. I can tell you that much right away. I never thought the fan motor would be the biggest bitch of them all. Alright, you just start getting clever. Okay, so I found a ratchet strap, and I'm going to find something further down from which to hook the other end. So here goes nothing. Yeah, we need to rethink. Need to get creative some other way. Alright, it took a lot of creativity and a trip to Harbor Freight involving my 5th ever driving a manual transmission car, but got this super awesome winch thing for like 15 bucks, Harbor Freight. I was able to get in there, and now you can see the fruits of the labor. This is gonna be one assembled engine. Oh, also, I just realized while I was doing all this that my safety inspection is 2 months expired. So I needed both hands to put everything in, and my GoPro battery died, but as you can see, we've got fully assembled torque mount, And hopefully I'll try and keep the oil off of it. All the same, I gotta get one of those polyurethane ones. And I got this cool ass winch. First off, gotta take this part off. It's actually, normally it's a lot more pieces that keep this thing down, but I've lost most of them, so I'm down to 2. You actually need 2 hands for this. Once that's off, it's actually pretty easy to get off. You got 2 bolts, one right here and one here that I've already taken. These are radiator supports. Taking them off will not make the radiator fall. It's got more than that, but this will allow some play in the radiator. You know, let it move back and forth so you can get the fan assembly out. Looking under the car now, one bolt right there. That's actually holding the radiator fan in. Up in there, there's a little hook style arrangement. You're gonna need to lift it up and out. Nothing over there. And if I recall, nothing up there. So one bolt holds the cooling fan on, while a little clip holds the other corner, and it's really quite comforting. And damn, once you remove that, the next process is the biggest pain in the ass. Because you've got to lift it up from there, right up in there, along with, oh, there's a third one. Okay, so that's all supporting it. And then what's going to happen is you're going to try and pull the bottom out, and then you just bring it down. Oh, of course, disconnect that. I'll need 2 hands for that, but a little clip right there, you know, little clip. You're gonna pull that out. But you're gonna pull the bottom towards the back of the car, and then try your best to slide the assembly down past the AC line, the starter, and try not to damage too many of the fins, because when these get bent out of shape, you lose cooling performance of your radiator. Took another look, did a little more diagnostics. Actually checked the voltage coming off the fan connector. It turns out the problem's not the motor. I'm glad I found that out before I tried to install the new one. But the issue is that the car is not sending the 12 volts that it needs to the fan, regardless of circumstance. So it's a bigger issue than I can deal with right now. It's also getting dark, as I'm sure you can see. So fan will have to see another day. For now, I'm sweaty and greasy. I need a shower and a hot meal. So bring the car off the stands, and I have a non-broken torque mount now, and I can use reverse gear. So as long as I keep the car in forward motion, the cooling issue shouldn't be a problem. I'll have to walk more often.